SCP-1128. This entity is one that manifests as a massive aquatic predator to anyone given a full description of the being's appearance through either spoken or written descriptions or visual depictions of the being. Persons infected by SCP-1128 will initially exhibit no abnormal behavior, though some cases show a general aversion to activities involving bodily immersion in water, such as bathing or swimming. Should subject ever be fully immersed in water, they will disappear completely under the surface of the water, regardless of the water's actual depth. In most cases, subjects will reappear moments later in a panicked state and frantically try to leave the water, while in some other cases the water will become polluted with blood and debris confirming to be the remains of the subject. Subjects that have reappeared intact claim that they were transported to a vast ocean where they were pursued by SCP-1128. Interviews with these individuals carry some risk of further SCP-1128 contamination, as descriptions of this being's appearance trigger further infections. SCP-1128 infections can be treated with Class C anesthetics, as it appears memory of the entity or descriptions of it are required for its anomalous properties to take effect. SCP-2701 is Cell 66-7 in the former state penitentiary located in Pennsylvania. The cell is currently in a state of extreme disrepair. Contents are limited to a toilet and bed of expected make for construction prior to 1840. Disassembly of the door and fixtures has revealed no unusual features or components. Mass spectrometry of the cell materials are all consistent with expected composition except for trace amounts of cadmium selenide located along the door frame. A clipboard containing forms marked as intake is located 0.8 meters to the left of the entrance to the SCP. There are currently names written on the forms with release dates between June 17th, 20 and December 25th, 33. Anomalous effects manifest when a single human subject is fully locked in with SCP-2701. His or her name is written on an intake list under the heading Name, as well as a date, month, and year are written under Release Date. 13 seconds after these conditions have been met, the subject will disappear. Attempts to visually surveil an activation event are consistently met with failure, as recording equipment placed inside or outside the cell produce only static or blank images during the 13-second period leading up to the disappearance. Researchers observing the event have noted the sound of confined wind and additional unidentified noises emanating from within the cell immediately before activation. No abnormal variations in air pressure have been detected during these periods, and at 12:00 a.m. on a written date, the cell door automatically closes and locks via an unknown mechanism. Once the cell closure is complete, the subject will reappear within SCP-2701. Initial experiments provided are inconclusive due to concurrent behavioral disorders exhibited by subjects post-reappearance. Typical psychoses include dementia, nyctophobia, photophobia, sedatophobia, acousticophobia, claustrophobia, agoraphobia, hapaphobia, catatonia, as well as anorexia. Dissected subjects show no evidence of physical change, including aging, during an activation event. Subsequent short-duration trials reveal the subjects who undergo an activation event experience a state of complete sensory deprivation while fully conscious. For the duration of the disappearance period, a subject will perceive time at a significantly dilated rate, estimated to be between 3,000 times and 4,000 times in magnitude. Mental trauma in subjects accrues rapidly while under the effect of 2701. Staff psychologists theorize that the absence of any outside stimulation, a subject's mind breaks down rational thought structures in an effort to mitigate stress, resulting in either cognitive shutdown or increasingly frenzied mania. Subjects experiencing an event of greater than 2 hours, or a subject time estimated between 25 and 33 days, typically exhibit complete and total psychological breakdown. SCP-3041 is a 12-centimeter iron knife of unidentified origin with a hilt wrapped in braided leather. Radiometric date showed inconclusive results for the age of the blade, but indicate the hilt was added within the past 2 centuries. The knife's surface is rust-colored and smells of spoiled meat. Despite extensive analysis, a source for this odor has yet to be determined. SCP-3041 exhibits its anomalous properties only once it has been held by a sapient subject for a certain period of time. The length of time required to trigger SCP-3041's effect varies widely. The underlying mechanism remains unknown. Once SCP-3041 has activated, subjects will eventually experience a dream wherein they use SCP-3041 to attack one or more persons, removing and consuming their hearts. This dream is set wherever the subject initially held SCP-3041, and typically involves victims one would expect to find in this setting. In all cases, subjects do not recognize their victims. No victim is known to correlate with an actual person, alive or dead. Subjects will often continue to have recurrences of this dream with little variation. Modern medicine can reduce or even eliminate these occurrences. Most subjects continue to show signs of emotional distress, guilt, and psychological trauma associated with PTSD. SCP-3041's effect can be triggered multiple times, producing new dreams in each case. SCP-3041 was found among the personal effects of Daniel Crenshaw, an elderly recluse and collector of historical antiques who committed suicide on 2/15/1987. SCP-3041's anomalous nature was discovered when, in reviewing the contents of Mr. Crenshaw's collection, a researcher began experiencing dreams similar to those described in Mr. Crenshaw's suicide note. SCP-428 is, in appearance, a crowd of huddled human beings. As of 2012, it consists of 14 people. While huddled in a circle, this SCP is to be considered in a dormant state. In this state, the crowd moves with a gentle sway that can be heard audibly mumbling. But upon further inspection, the biological internals, organs, bones, muscles, and fluids, leaving only the skin, have been removed from each individual and replaced with an unidentified material that attaches to a central amorphous mass right in the middle of the center of the crowd via lengths of flesh similar to umbilical cords. The crowd will not move away from this mass unless a person's coming within 2 meters of the central mass. At this point, the crowd will move into its hostile state. The people of SCP-428 closest to the person will attempt to grab and pull them into the middle of the crowd. After contact is made for more than 10 seconds, the person will become a new member of SCP-428. Their internal structures will be removed and replaced with the same material as the other members. Should the potential victim escape, SCP-428 will actively seek them, or another potential victim, out. It will attempt to absorb any and all human life within its immediate vicinity. When all human life has been absorbed and they have become members of the crowd, it will return to its dormant state. If SCP-428 does not absorb a human being after a maximum of 1 month, it will again actively seek them out. It will do this using a variety of different methods. This includes using acquired skills previously known by people that it has absorbed. It will also use psychological tactics to lure people into its grasping distance. Wounds inflicted upon by SCP-428's crowd heal at an accelerated rate and do not hinder movement. SCP-428 has been proven to be highly resilient. For instance, a bullet to the leg of a member of the crowd will become lodged but not affect the individual's movement. And beyond the substance seeping through, the hole will close upon within a few days. However, the wounds inflicted upon SCP-428's central mass will cause a great deal of pain to the crowd. This will cause the crowd to collapse in apparent agony, and SCP-428 will retreat from the cause of the injury, using the crowd to protect itself. This has since been used to herd SCP-428 back into containment. Should a connection between SCP-428 and a member of the crowd be severed, it will excrete the substance from within all of its natural orifices. A sample is currently being studied, and the remains have been incinerated. Note, SCP-428 has a hive mind. It therefore does not have the hindrance of movement that would be expected of a sizable crowd. It is able to move a large distance in a relatively short amount of time. It is only limited by the slowest member of the crowd at running speed. SCP-428 also appears to maintain some of the memories, skills, and talents of the people that it absorbs, and is willing to use these skills to gain further members. Mr. President, we have a serious situation. The The briefing conducted by Dr. Anderson from the SCP Foundation. Everyone present has... They've turned, sir. Turned? Are you telling me that everyone in that room has transformed? Yes, sir. It's something that we've never seen before. We recovered an audio tape of the briefing, and we believe that it may hold crucial information about what happened and what we are dealing with. My God. I can't believe that this has happened. We need to understand exactly what we are facing. Play the tape. We need to know every detail. Yes, sir. I'll play it immediately. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. and I have been tasked with briefing you on a matter of utmost urgency and significance. As a senior researcher at the SCP Foundation, my role is to study and understand the anomalies that defy the natural laws of our world. And today, I stand before you to discuss a newly discovered threat that has emerged on our radar. This anomaly, designated SCP-M34T, exhibits characteristics and behaviors that pose a severe and unprecedented threat. It is imperative that we understand the nature of the threat and the protocols necessary to contain it. Your expertise and vigilance are crucial as we navigate the challenging and potentially hazardous situation. I will be providing you a detailed analysis of SCP-M34T, its origins, observed properties, current containment procedures, as well as its connection to SCP-W3ND1600N. Additionally, I will outline the potential implications for national security and the specific roles that you will play mitigating this threat. SCP-M34T. Object Class: Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the highly adaptive and digital nature of SCP-M34T, containment efforts are multifaceted. They encompass internet surveillance, cyber intervention, and psychological support for affected individuals. The Foundation has implemented the following measures to contain SCP-M34T. First to begin is internet surveillance. All major internet service providers, or ISPs, social media platforms, and video sharing websites are under constant surveillance for the emergence of SCP-M34T content. Advanced algorithms powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning have developed to detect and flag SCP-M34T's videos within seconds of upload. These algorithms analyze metadata, visual patterns, and audio signatures to identify potential content from this SCP. The cyber intervention that we have put in place are automated systems. These are put in place to remove SCP-M34T's videos immediately upon detection. In cases where the automated systems have failed or are circumvented, a specialized task force MT4MU-4, the digital trawlers are deployed to track and neutralize SCP-M34T's digital footprint manually. MTF-MU-4 collaborates with major tech companies to enhance detection capabilities and close security loopholes. Alright, next slide. Viewer protection. Psychological support and deprogramming protocols have been established for individuals likely to be saved who are exposed to SCP-M34T's content. These protocols include lobotomies, hypotherapy, and the administration of amnestic agents to erase the memory of the exposure. Research is currently ongoing to develop a digital vaccine that can be distributed through browsers and video platforms to inoculate viewers against SCP-M34T's effects. Success rates for rehabilitation are low, currently residing between 12 and 14%. Containment of transformed individuals. When a victim undergoes the final transformation into the meat form, containment teams are dispatched to capture and neutralize the entity. Specialized containment units have been designated to safely transport and store these entities until they can be studied further or disposed of following Foundation protocols. Now on to the description. SCP-M34T is an anomalous digital entity that manifests as an online persona, primarily as a content creator, on the video platform YouTube, who produces a wide range of content designed to attract and engage a diverse audience. This SCP's content varies from popular trends and challenges to educational videos as well as personal vlogs. The content is meticulously crafted to maximize viewer retention and engagement. Embedded within SCP-M34T's videos are hypnotic audio-visual frequencies that alter the brainwave patterns of the viewers. These frequencies are subliminal, operating below the threshold of conscious perception, but powerful enough to induce a deep state of hypnotic suggestion over time. Viewers initially experience a mild compulsion to continue watching SCP-M34T's content, which progressively intensifies. As exposure continues, victims begin to exhibit obsessive behavior, prioritizing watching this SCP over daily responsibilities and basic needs, such as eating and sleeping. They develop an emotional dependency on the content, often becoming distressed when unable to access new videos. This phase can last from several days to weeks, depending on the frequency and duration of exposure. The final stage of SCP-M34T's influence, it involves a drastic and horrifying transformation. The embedded frequencies trigger a rapid psychological change, converting the victim's body into a gelatinous meat-like substance within minutes. The transformed meat people maintain a semblance of consciousness and mobility, but exhibit a hive-mind drive to seek out the nearest sewer system. Once in the sewers, these entities navigate through the underground network, seemingly guided by an unknown instinct, until they reach SCP-M34T's current location. This site is believed to be a complex subterranean facility. However, its exact location remains undetermined, as it does not appear to remain in one location for an extended amount of time. From what we have been able to gather, upon arrival, SCP-M34T absorbs and transforms victims, though the specifics of this absorption process and its purpose are still under investigation. Theory suggests that SCP-M34T derives sustenance, energy, or other unknown benefits from this absorption. Now, we do have a few addendums here. The first being an incident log of M34T Alpha. On 19, a significant increase in missing person reports were correlated with the release of a particularly viral video by SCP-M34T. The video rapidly gained millions of views across multiple platforms. Emergency containment protocols were enacted, and in conjunction with our contacts at Warner Brothers, the video was able to be removed across several major internet platforms to prevent further dissemination. Despite these efforts, individuals were confirmed to have undergone the transformation. And while the video still exists today and has been re-uploaded, it poses no threat as it is not the original. Current research into SCP-M34T focuses on decoding the hypnotic frequencies embedded in its videos. Preliminary studies indicate a complex interplay of sub-audible audio signals as well as visual stimuli that directly interact with the neural processes. Collaboration with experts in neurology, digital signal processing, and psychology is ongoing to develop effective countermeasures. One promising avenue involves the creation of a digital vaccine that can disrupt the hypnotic frequencies and protect viewers from SCP-M34T's influence. As to what brought you all here today, apart from delivering this information to you gentlemen, there was a containment breach. On SCP-M34T's content managed to bypass automated detection systems, leading to a containment breach. New transformations were reported before the content was identified and removed. MTF-MU-4 traced the breach to a compromised server farm, which was subsequently secured. The investigation revealed that SCP-M34T had employed sophisticated obfuscation techniques to evade detection. Efforts to enhance the robustness of the detection algorithms are ongoing. We also have here a field report. An exploration team was sent into a sewer system of a major urban center that reported anomalous activity consistent with SCP-M34T's influence. The team encountered several meat people navigating the tunnels. Attempts to capture these entities were only partially successful, as the entities exhibited unexpected agility and coordination. Further exploration is planned, with enhanced safety protocols and equipment. Now on to its connection to SCP-W3ND1600N. Recent investigations have revealed a potential link between SCP-M34T and another anomalous entity, SCP-W3ND1600N, codename Wendigoon. SCP Wendigoon is an SCP of similar class and behavior, although much less is known about it. Descriptions of SCP-W3ND1600N depicted as a beast-like creature with the body of a man, hooves of a goat, the head of a deer, as well as antlers. SCP codename Wendigoon reportedly appears to individuals in remote forest-like areas, luring them away from civilization. Preliminary data suggests that this SCP may influence victims in a manner similar to SCP-M34T, potentially driving them towards SCP-M34T's content or creating psychological conditions that make them more susceptible to SCP-M34T's hypnotic frequencies. There are unconfirmed reports that SCP-W3ND1600N may serve as a terrestrial agent for SCP-M34T, targeting isolated individuals and preparing them for digital exposure. In conclusion, gentlemen, SCP-M34T possesses a significant and evolving threat due to its digital nature and the rapid, irreversible effects on its victims. The newly discovered connection to SCP-W3ND1600N adds a layer of complexity, suggesting a possible coordinated effort between terrestrial and digital anomalies. Continuous vigilance and advanced countermeasures are essential to mitigate its influence and prevent further casualties. The Foundation's multidisciplinary approach, combining cybersecurity, psychological support, and cutting-edge research, remains crucial in the ongoing efforts to understand and neutralize SCP-M34T, as well as its potential allies. And so, in conclusion, we must ensure all personnel are shielded from this frequency and initiate immediate containment protocols.
This is a goddamn nightmare. We need to isolate the source of this frequency and shield all critical locations. First, evacuate non-essential personnel from the immediate vicinity of the briefing room. Then, contact our top scientists to develop a countermeasure against these transformations. We must also... Mr. President, we have to... Mr. President, are you okay? Security! We need medical assistance! Now! It can't be. Frequency. Oh my god. It's spreading.